Howdy, howdy, folks. Welcome to Babble with Bronies. I am your host. My name is Everlasting Joy. Yes, today, of course, is the big day where we're starting our whole comic arc. Something I forgot to mention last week and maybe some other few weeks beforehand. I want to just let it be known that we are covering everything with Unicorn Twilight. For all of this, all of our comics, we're going to be covering everything up to Unicorn Twilight. So that's all of the micro comics. I'm not sure about the princess ones. Not yet. I'm pretty sure we'll go... Actually, no, I forgot. We will be going through all of the micro comics, all of them. And main series 1 through 12. So we've got... Oh, we're going to be spending a little bit of time on it. But other than that, I believe that's all I wanted to say. Anyway, we won't cover the Alicorn Twilight's comics until after Season 3. That's why. Trying to just keep the continuity going. Or the continuity in order, I should say. Okay, though. Joining us today for the comic reading is... You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Oh.
No!
Is that what we're doing?
Yep.
I thought he was going to be like, I thought you were going to actually say our names.
Yeah.
And, like, have
I
a
know.
big, great,
I know.
like,
I normally do.
style
I'm
entrance.
sorry for that, but go ahead. Introduce.
I want my own theme music.
Hey everyone, it's Mr. Ben. How's everyone doing?
You know.
We got a bunch of cowards with us apparently.
I'm Ganelon. I am. Like, I don't know what this is.
Where am
I'm
I?
the resident cat. Twilight is magic. That's right.
And Rain Shadow here. Hi, I'm here.
Okay. Let us begin. I just have a couple of pieces of news. Nothing grand or substantial, but ponies will still be on net sticks apparently. So good for us,
Yay.
I suppose. Here's some news. So if you're worried about ponies being taken off of net sticks, don't worry about it anymore. That being said, it still could happen in the far future. When? Don't know. But Netflix no longer shows a final release date for MLP. So probably
I'm not really surprised considering that, season 5 is like, what, less than 2 weeks away?
Yeah, as of today, less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's exciting.
So exciting. Hype.
I'm excited for the new season. I wasn't excited for season 4, but I'm excited for season 5. I don't know what that means, but...
You just get excited for odd-numbered seasons.
Yeah.
probably because how season 3 was such a large disappointment for many people.
Yeah.
Speaking of the comics, though, since we're on the subject of them, number 28 of the main series has been released today. So pick it up if you want, of course. I'm just waiting for them to have a huge fire sale or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for another Humble Bundle thing like they did the one time.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have picked some of those up. I mean, I order all the comics, like hard copies of the comics and stuff, and have them delivered, but it'd be nice to have some digital copies of it, too. I'm kind of mad I didn't take advantage of that.
I wish I had the money to buy all of the physical copies. That'd be nice.
I'm just waiting for Pinky to befriend that spider.
Yeah.
My only issue with the...
I like the spike cover.
My only issue with the tangible copies are, where am I going to put them?
A shelf.
That's one of the nice... Admittedly, that's one of the
binder.
nice things about the digital copies, I'll say, is I don't have to worry about putting it anywhere. That being said, that of course means I have to keep an account on the an account with whoever, in this case Comixology, forever.
Yeah, the DRM, man.
Mm-hmm.
Still a problem.
Oh
in
well.
this day and age. I just have like all of my copies are the digital ones. Aside from I have the first three, the Midtown Comics variants, like, and I've kept them like super nice. I read them once and then put them away safely to be coveted.
All right. Let's go to the art. I don't have any videos this week. It was a busy week, but even if so, like I said, I tried to keep the content down because of how long we're going to be spending on these 4 comics. So, we just have art this week.
Art
And fart fall apart.
Yeah.
This first one was a request, actually, from someone earlier in the week. Sphere's The Mystery of You. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Sphere 93. Oh, wrong place, but that's okay.
Da 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 da.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, that's interesting. I'm looking at the artwork and I'm getting a very Jokerish sort of feel from it.
Looks like something from Day of the
You wanna-
Dead.
It's like, you want to know how I got these scars?
Wow.
Rarity just going, let's put a smile in that face.
Yeah.
Would you want to see a magic trick?
What's throwing me off is that the profile pic of the uploader is like
Forever
that
alone.
fits. Yeah.
What drew me to this one
Makes perfect
was
sense.
I really enjoy this macabre-like tone that he went for. Rarity in this, kind of a slightly darkish skeleton-like makeup and dress. I really like this. It was a really cool piece. I thought, I've got to put this on.
It's really nice.
I really like the style of it. I like the watercolor kind of splattered background.
Yeah,
it's really nice. I really like that.
The
It's
watercolor
actually-
and the palette just so well together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm a fan of the concept all that much. I just don't sort of go for that kind of thing. But like the colors just really make it worth looking at.
It's actually kind of interesting because if you scroll down into the actual comments, the artist actually does confirm that Rarity's actually dressed up for Dia de los Muertos, the Mexican Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I guess
that-
right.
That was my first thought, but I didn't,
All right, let's move on. Let's do a comic.
Yeah.
I thought that was the plan.
Well, you know what I mean.
Hey guys, I heard you like comics.
Do we want to do Colt Steel Stallions or Ice Stickers?
Wait, what?
Both.
Well,
Both at the
pick
same
one.
time,
We'll do
please.
the other one a little bit later.
I'm almost tempted to say Cold Steel Ice Stallion, but I know that would get me thrown out the window. So
Let's just go with Ice Stickers since he's here. And speaking of, I'm gonna bring him in.
Call everyone.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works on this, doesn't it?
Hello,
I
the
guess.
folks.
All right, we just have 2 people. Cadence and Shining Armor. Who wants who?
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Ice.
Hi.
I'll take Cadence. Let me take Cadence.
Oh no.
I'll take Shining Armor. Whenever you're ready, Tim.
Right? Look at you, crystal peasants. Prostrate yourselves like the worms you are before your beautiful and glorious princess.
Cadence? Honey?
Shh, consort. You are to be seen, not heard, like the trophy you are.
Take this, Cadence.
A Snickers? Why would I want chocolate?
Because you're not yourself when you're hungry.
Thank you, honey.
I like you much better this way.
Snake.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That
Snickers.
pun is
Okay.
that pun is both terrible and fantastic at the same time.
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. I went and found the worst pun. I thought the worst pun I could think of. That's the one I used.
Nice.
In my humble opinion, it works too well, man.
I was like, what pun? What pun could I use with this name? That's just the most terrible thing I can think of, and that was the one that came to my mind. So I used it.
Hey, it works.
I couldn't have thought of anything better myself, so, kudos to you for that one.
I like Chrysalis with that hair.
It was originally gonna be Chrysalis, and then I changed it because I realized people probably would be too. We wouldn't get the whole thing, and they'd get confused.
Yeah, it
Oh
works-
my
works well
gosh,
with
Queen
it.
Chrysalis is Princess Cadence.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, and originally she was gonna be pink throughout the whole thing. Then I realized people would probably get confused too, so I was like, I'll just make her like changeling color at the last minute.
You just can't win, can ya?
No, unfortunately. So there's a whole bunch of concessions I had to make going in here to placate the lowest denominator. To make sure they understood. Because I realized going through the whole thing, I was like, oh, they'll see her horn's different. She's got holes in her legs. And I got to the end, and one of the guys in my Skype group, they're like, you can't see her legs in the last panel. I was like, fuck.
Brilliant.
I was like, what are the two biggest indicators? Are just gone. And that's, yeah. So I went back and made her and changed her colors, but kept the hair because I was like, I like the contrast between the dark hair and.
The bright.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else, Ice?
No, I don't think so.
See
I
you
will
in
admit this just gives me a new headcanon that Cadence is actually just a changeling in disguise, and that she really is just a changeling, and she just just maintains her form.
Yeah.
That's how she became an alicorn. She's not really an alicorn. Those are just her bug wings.
She's a buggercore.
Oh,
Yeah.
Still married to Shining Armor, just actually a changeling.
quick to the fan fiction.
It's a double dupe.
Looks like Shining is bugged.
It's like Chrysalis won in the end either way.
All right, we should move on. Thank you, Ice.
Thanks, Ice.
Yeah, last comic.
Thank you, Ice. Bring more ice next time.
Bring us all some Snakers next time.
Maybe.
All right, moving along. This one was given to me. Well, recommended, I should say. My Brony Sides Flutter on a Breeze. Just glad that was Ice Sticker leaving the chat. I've got a I've been coughing all day and I have no clue why, so I'm sorry, guys. But I want to zoom in a little bit. He did a really good job on the details here. I like the layering with the hair he had on Fluttershy.
And just as a kind of forward to MBS's work, if it looks a little bit off to you, probably it should, because the guy is doing these things with just his mouse. So
Oh wow.
this becomes a lot more impressive when you keep that in mind.
Surprised
Because
nobody's
it's
commented
really not that easy. Sorry.
Yeah, making art with a mouse is like it's really really difficult. The amount of Control Z is just ridiculous.
Control Z is everyone's best friend.
It really is.
Yeah, no arguments there.
Got to control those Z's.
There's a lot of textures in this I like, but I think I really like the hair the most. Just the fuzziness that MBS was able to pull off in that is really good.
I don't know. I like the wings the most because
The
you
wings
made
are
them
really
shine
good
like
too.
this.
It's a close second for me, but that hair is just really really textured well in the middle of it there. It has a lot of
Looks
depth to it.
Looks very fuzzy.
It
Kinda
I
wanna
want
does.
to pet it. I want to brush
Yeah.
it. It needs a brush.
I was about to say, I kind of want to. If I had the chance, I'd like to run my fingers through it, but that's just me.
Well, given that she's a breezy, it would be a finger, not fingers.
True enough.
Alright, let's move on. Let's see here. And last on our list of before we get to Toxic Mario is A Love Letter number 4 by Colt Steel Stallion.
I hope it's not cute because I'm kind of on cute overload from that last one.
It's more funny actually. We have Princess
So,
Luna,
yeah.
Spike, and Princess Celestia.
I can't get into this.
Oh no.
And I need to set the story, set the backstory here. When we last left off, from Love Letters numbers 1, 2, and 3, what happened was Spike accidentally sent the wrong message to Princess Celestia. He was intending to send it to Rarity, but again, accidentally delivered to Princess Celestia. Princess Celestia read it, and of course it was a love letter. And she thought someone has a crush on her. And long story short, she went to Ponyville, because that's where it was addressed to. And long story short, they started, Spike and Luna wove Big Macintosh into the picture. This is a continuation from that.
Hurt the
Who
ship
wants
pile up.
who? I know who Mr. Ben's going to say, so fine, fine. But who
Yeah.
wants Spike and Luna?
I can take Spike.
I'll take Luna.
All right, whenever you guys are ready. Just remember that I have to scroll through, so don't start blazing through. That's all I ask.
Okay. Okay.
All right,
Streamlag,
Luna,
please.
Luna starts.
Good job, Spike. I didn't know you had it in you.
I don't know. I feel kind of bad for Big Mac. I mean, he didn't have anything to do with this.
Well, sometimes sacrifices have to be made. We shall build a statue representative. Wait. We shall build a statue representing his bravery.
I don't know. Don't you think that your sister has changed the past 100 years? She took care of Equestria all on her own. She became wiser, stronger, and faced the greatest enemies Equestria has ever known.
You're right. We were fools to think my sister would change into a crazy mare. If any pony deserves the truth, then she does.
Our force will be beautiful.
Or not. Okay.
I was actually trying to go for a deeper, more guttural voice. I couldn't do anything better than that.
That worked.
No, yeah, that worked. That was great. I can't do the accent. I tried, and then... Oh, that was bad. I like the comic, though.
I hate to say he should just focus on finishing this because it's so good, but I know why. I partially can understand why he's making this one a little bit more sparse than others. That being said, Colt, finish this up! It's good! And I want to see where it goes, man.
Princess Celestia demands you.
Get on
Okay.
with it.
Yeah, get on with it.
Get on
Big
with
Mac's
it.
face.
All right, folks. It's Toxic Mario time.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
I'm, al-
Toxic 5 me.
I'm always ready for some toxic.
3 toxic, 5 me. That always makes me laugh. Yellow.
Oh, I am
Okay.
here. Ready to party.
All right, I have bowled over and messing with the wrong pony.
Okay.
Start with the comic or the DBZ pony?
Let's use the comic.
Comic?
Oh.
All right. Let's bring it up then.
Alright, well, this comic. I gotta grab one thing. Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da-da,
There we go. Okay.
All right, we have Pinky and Derpy.
Yes.
You want two?
I'm gonna get Derpy.
All right. I'll take Pinky. You have it ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, Derpy. Can I get one, please?
And then Derpy's like, sure thing. One ball coming right up.
Like, that's offensive, Tox.
Yeah, I know, right? I like this. And it's the end. The end.
Tell us more about this.
All right, so basically, this is a comic that I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. I needed something to do after I was done with one of my conventions back in February. So the thing is, this one was one of these ones where I had the ability to do it quickly enough, and it was, how do I put it? It was one of these things where I knew I could do it fast enough, and I knew that I needed something that could be done quick because I was running low on time after I. What cat? Because
Damn, stop it.
Not me, not me.
yeah, so I had to,
Cat cameo.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, that was too timed too well.
my cat was sexual. Yes, because I picked up my cat. So basically, when I was working on this comic, I just basically needed a general comic. So I decided to go back to do one of these classic comics, and this one I actually have had in my notebook for the better part of like since January. Actually, I had this one, and I decided to pull this one out because I didn't know when the next time I was going to be able to do a comic of this series. Again, because it's going to be season 5's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, what makes this thing really interesting is that this is the first comic I believe in almost 3 years that I've actually done snow.
Really?
It was never supposed to have snow in it until I started sketching it up and realizing it's actually going to make much more sense if I add snow in it. So it has snow in it, and I'm not going to lie, this was definitely one of the. This was definitely one of the more challenging comics I've had to do because, again, I haven't done snow in the longest time. I haven't drawn Pinkie Pie in the longest time, and it's one of these things where it was like a perfect storm of stuff. And it's actually what's really makes this one fun is that I actually wanted to go back to when I very first started this series, which is actually have her hair actually do what it's supposed to do. So that's why it's actually all heated up and stuff like that, where it's actually her hair is actually working like fire.
Yeah, I was about to notice. This is the first time I've ever noticed in your comics that you've ever done that. It actually does that, so the joke actually works.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've done it. If you look way back when I started the series, there's a comic that I called. It's called Overheat, which is basically she finds a piece of cake on the ground and immediately she places it on her head for no apparent reason, and it just bursts into flames, and it's like a char and remain. So basically, that was the first comic I think I did where it actually worked, and I don't think I did a comic since then where it actually did work until this particular comic. Now, I want to do more of them that actually have it work like this because I can do both. It basically keeps the ideas going, and also it keeps the variations too. And I just like this one because this came out a lot better than I thought it was going to come out. Because I started out with doing a normal forced Ponyville background, and then I had the snow on top of it. But this is a very tricky comic to do overall. I was very pleased though when this thing finally came out and it was finished.
Coolio. Shall we move on to the next one then?
Yes.
Don't know if I linked it, but there we go.
Oh, I already have it on my DVD.
No, not to you guys,
Oh,
to the
okay.
chat.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Now I have it linked to you
Yes.
guys.
Woo.
Tell me more about messing with the wrong pony.
Okay, this one is basically the first of the version 3s of the main 6 DBZ ponies that I'm going to be doing. So basically, I redid Derpy, and now I'm doing them in order like I did the original series and like I did with the version 2s, which I'm going back and doing them in order that I originally created these things. What makes these things interesting, especially this one, this is the first one, I believe, of an aerial one that I've done in the better part of, oh god, I'm trying to think, since I did Twilight last May, I believe. And that was the last time I did an aerial type of whatever in these, if you want to include Pony, not Discord. But this one, I had a lot of fun with this one, only because it was something different. And the thing that makes this thing a little more trickier is because I had to do something where it's in the air, and the thing that made this thing a little bit more of a pain in the ass was because I had to figure out how many rocks to add into the foreground to make it so it's not excessive, but at the same time it breaks up that aura. Because the reason why I add a lot of foreground rocks, a lot of people ask me this, is like, should there even be that many? I'm more like, there could be, yes, but at the same time, the reason why those foreground rocks are there is because if you just had the aura by itself, if anybody goes to my streams, they'll see when I finish that aura, it's so blindingly bright.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why when I add these rocks and stuff and other stuff like that into the foregrounds, it tends to break that up so your eyes are not like, it's not like hurting because of how white or how whatever the color I make the aura finally it is. So and it's almost like it's one of these things where I just love making these things, because now I'm on the version 3s. I'm not sure I'll do version 4s, but for this one I did Dash, and then I'm gonna run out of time to do the entire main 6 before the season begins. So those are gonna have to be done during the season. But Dash was never ever supposed to have blood in this thing. I never intended her to have it, but I wanted to have a little bit in her because, in a sense, it wouldn't be a Dash thing without it, I think, in my opinion.
Okay.
And she's actually I think she's the first main 6 besides Applejack last year that I gave a bloody mess to, or at least blood to it. But I mean, overall, I mean, when I do the version 3s, they're not like legit DBZ version 3s. These are more just like version 3s of the pictures.
Right.
But each character, like I said, each character I give them different body builds, and I thought it's basically their athleticism in a sense like that. So that's why Dash is a little more beefed up than usual. That's just because it's again DBZ-ish with a hint of the different athleticism characters that I'll give in each character. But overall, though, this whole picture came out really, really well. I mean, I'm actually very surprised just from the standpoint that I was able to do this one, and I don't know. It came out really well. I mean, I just really can't describe it more than it is. It's just everything came out right with this one. I had to do a lot of tweaking on the line art, though.
All right. Well, thanks for
I
stopping
like
on
it.
by.
I like the whole concept.
Yeah, and
I think that all of them, like as a whole, are just like so cool.
well, as a whole, what's amazing is that a lot of people, whenever I try and sell these off as, there's actually, if I'm at a convention or something like that, Dash, Twilight, and Fluttershy are always going to be the big 3, as I like to call them. Every other one that I do, I know they're not going to, like, hell, no one's going to really buy Spike or Trixie. They are more just like, for me, say, I just want to do them because I like enjoy doing them and like having the variety in the characters too. So it's like, but this one, I'll be curious to see how this one does. I mean, I like the energy thing that I put in this thing. It's everything came together right in this one.
Cool.
Cool.
Thanks, Tox.
Yeah, no problem. And I think next week will be the comic, I believe. Yeah, the comic. Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yes. Yep. Adorable comic.
Later, man.
Yeah, all right. Later, guys.
So yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Later.
All right, folks. Now, hold on.
Oh,
There we go. And I'm just checking. Yes, we are. It's time to read the comic.
oh no.
So, we have several roles. We have all of the main 6, all of the CMC, and Chrysalis. And then there are some incidentals. So who wants what? The incidentals
I call
count as
Scoots.
one per. The incidentals count as one roll.
I would like to get AJ and Sweetie Belle, unless you want to do Sweetie Belle. AJ.
You get. I should take that back. There'll be. You can get 2 main 6, 2 of the main 6, and the CMC will just have to divide up. The other ones will just have to divide up. So everyone can take any number of the main, 2 of the main 6 at most.
Well, I would like Scootaloo
Okay.
for one thing. I don't know which of the main 6. I guess
If you don't want one of the main 6, that's fine.
I could do Twilight.
Okay. So Scoot and Twilight are you.
Yep.
So, I'll have AJ and Rarity, unless someone really wants Rarity.
Actually, I'm gonna change my mind and do not Twilight. I'd rather have Rainbow Dash if nobody else wants her.
I was about to say I could take Rainbow Dash, but that's all right. I really don't care who I get, to be honest. I'm probably gonna try to go as completely over the top as possible anyway. So,
Tim?
No idea really.
All right. I will take Queen Chrysalis and Pinkie Pie. So that still leaves Spike and Twilight left to do.
And
I'll
Sweetie
do
Belle,
it.
I think.
I think
I'll
Mr.
take-
Ben hasn't taken any roles yet.
no,
Oh, right.
I'll let everyone. I'll be a nice guy. I'll let everyone go first, and I'll just take whoever's left.
Somebody called. I thought that somebody called Sweetie Belle, but nobody called Apple Bloom.
Yeah,
no one did.
Yep.
no one did Apple Bloom.
I'll take her then.
All right.
I could take Twilight as well. It's just because Scoots and Dash are like they're gonna end up being the same voice. Like, let's be honest, they're just gonna be the same. So I'll take Twilight as well.
So then that leaves Fluttershy and Rarity.
I could take Rarity as well.
Oh, I said I said AJ and Rarity earlier.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right.
All right, so I'll take Fluttershy.
Someone write it down already.
So then, Tim, you've got the incidentals, and no one claimed Rainbow Dash, right?
Yeah, I claimed Rainbow Dash. I've got Rainbow Dash, Twilight, and Scootaloo.
No one
so-
claims Sweetie. Or
Yeah,
Spike.
So then Sweetie and the incidentals is you, Tim.
Wait, who's?
What
I
about-
don't know who's who. It keeps changing.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
I
need
Alright,
to-
all
wrote
right,
it
all right.
down already.
Okay.
We should write it down.
I'm going to just put it this way. I'm going to ask you 2 roles. You take them, you're stuck with them forever. Got it?
Yep.
Rain Shadow. Rain Shadow.
Forever.
Rain Shadow. Who do you want?
If I were just doing 2, AJ and Rarity.
Okay. I will take Chrysalis and Pinkie, like I said. Tim.
No preference really.
Ganelon.
I will take Rainbow Dash and Twilight.
All right. Mr. Ben.
Let's see. Let's see. We got. I could take Sweetie Belle and Fluttershy.
All right.
That leaves Scoots, Apple Bloom, and the incidentals.
I can take that. And Spike too.
All right.
Oh, and Spike, yeah.
You'd more or less be an incidental.
Oh, right.
But are we ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then let's begin. Now I've got the nice little guided view here for from Comixology. So this is really nice for me. All right. The first few covers, of course, open up with some not much of a cover. I'm reading the compilation, so it has all of the main arc, all of the first 4 comics in it. So it has a lot to it. It's not each individual one, but we open up, of course, with a few of I'm trying to get my words right here, with just a brief explanation of all the characters, the main ones in here. We open up with the CMC out on a night hunt looking for animals. Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, and Sweetie Belle. Apple Bloom starts.
Whenever you're ready. Right.
Typity type.
Doo-doo. This was a great idea. We can get our cutie mark as zoologists. So what? No, I guess they went being gentle adventurers.
I don't think Fluttershy's backyard can be considered the jungle. You know that the study of ponies is called hippology?
I don't think we look much like hippos. Hey!
The Return of Queen Chrysalis.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, what should we do out here to try to earn our cutie marks? Lie to me? Oh, I bet we could try being pet psychics!
No. Let's split up. We'll take turns working with different animals. I'm sure by the end of the night we'll have our cutie marks. If this doesn't get me a cutie mark, I don't know what will. I don't think I have the necessary qualifications to work with you.
That pun is bad and they should feel bad.
God damn, yeah.
Hey, wait, what's with that group of animals with glowing eyes doing staring at us?
That was made a million times better by Mr. Ben's Skype profile picture. Oh my god. Like, just looking at that made me so happy.
The next day.
Flutter, 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 flutter.
You'll notice that some of the ponies are walking around with glowing green eyes. Also, I can't help but make reference that I believe that is Katie Cook's pony, the green one with the blonde hair.
And the comic maker ponies on the left to her, of her.
Yep.
This is
Andy Price is in the back, just behind her.
And the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that one was awesome. But anyway, moving on here. Applejack.
AJ, that's okay.
Sorry, my page was stuck. Hey, Buckaroo. How was the critter wrangling? You get your Q mark yet?
No.
Well, maybe you can try something else? Twilight says there's a fancy comet flying overhead in a few days. We could set up a tent in the orchard. You can try your hooves at astronomy.
Not interested.
Well, what's got her so addled? Oh, Sweetie Belle, you're looking, stoic this morning.
Fine. Bye.
Well, that was odd. When I was... Was that odd when I was her age? I don't think it was. Oh! That hat over there needs more feathers!
Hey, Scoots, want to help me work on that trick I was telling you about? Uh, I need someone to hold the stopwatch.
No.
No? Who wouldn't want to hang out with me? Me! But I'm awesome. And then she just left. Left me.
Those three fillies are acting funny. There's Twilight. She'll have an idea what's going on.
Every pony is acting so strange today. I've been trying to plan a viewing celebration for the Secretariat
Secretariat.
for the Secretariat comic this week, and I can't get anyone to listen to me at all. What was that? I wasn't listening.
Rainbow! Twilight, my sister, and her crew are being as peculiar as every pony else. Something ain't right.
Have any of you seen Shirley? I just heard she didn't show up at the schoolhouse today.
Oh my god.
Christ above,
Also, I walked through a bunch of poison joke again. Damn it.
And the cakes didn't open up Sugar Cube Corner this morning. At first, I thought maybe they were planning a party because Mrs. Cake is in 43 days, or Mrs. Cake's birthday is in 43 days, and cutting it way close to just be starting on ordering supplies. But then I asked about it, and she just looked at me like I was crazy.
Every pony is acting so bizarre. More and more ponies by the hour. What in Equestria is going on?
I think we should move this conversation to somewhere more private.
Quick, girls, to the library. That's your solution for everything.
Galloping there might be a good idea.
What is wrong with every pony?
Wait, this is too familiar. Every pony acting strange? Acting like they've been replaced? You lost me.
Of course! The royal wedding! Princess Cadence was replaced by a changeling! The Queen Changeling, and she went all evil on every pony.
Ooh, the wedding. Yeah. Well, I don't remember much after I had Pinky's Tutti Frutti Sherbet Sugar Punch. It made the day a bit of a blur.
That's because I use 7 parts sugar to every part tootie.
Lucky for you, I kept a full journal of what happened. According to my extensive note-taking, the changelings are back, and this time they must be after Ponyville. Well, we need to warn Princess Celestia right away. She'll get rid of them right quick. Right. Spike, take a letter.
Right.
By the way, before we go on, check the books out
Pardon me.
to serve ponies.
Well,
Oh, wow,
April
that's
Rue.
great.
Twilight, what are you doing?
There's one of them titled IDW in the left corner here, and the other one is titled Hurting Tim.
I like the one that says how white apes will rule.
Yep.
And the other one is the incident at Santa Mira. Okay.
All right, moving on.
How I did it.
3 right checks and a spell check later.
Perfect. Send it to Celestia, Spike.
No problem.
You can do it.
Okay.
Now that's what I call service.
Dear correspondent, I am unable. Dear correspondent, I am unavailable due to a royal emergency. Please try sending your letter again at a later time. I was just form lettered? Well, looks like we're on our own for this. It's clobbering time.
I would be okay with waiting until the princess is available.
My sister is missing, and those things are responsible. We need to find out what's going on.
We can't just go out there. They'll know we aren't changelings. We need a plan.
Idea! Oh, pick me! I have an idea!
Yes, Pinky?
Okay, girls. And Dragon, we are going to blend in. We are going to sneak behind enemy lines. First, I want you to clear your mind. Then I want you to walk like a zombie. Then I want you to, smile? No, wait, don't smile.
Smile.
Let's do this.
Suddenly, Pinky is the Joker.
I think it's working.
Shh. Blink. No smiling.
Every pony?
No.
Yeah, yes, that was a muffin box, by the way. We'll say this is Twilight speaking.
They've captured that pony in a chrysalis and taken her place.
I love it.
Nice.
That's funny.
Doink.
Whew. Where are they keeping all of these? This is the only one we've seen so far.
Do you think where they would be so big and pulsing and has an eerie green glow?
Well, yes, but that would be a little obvious. Well, I guess that's where they are.
Who'd have thought they'd work off of radiation?
Yeah.
Let's get this rodeo started. Give me back my sister, you ruffians!
It's flank whooping.
Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, girls, we fought them before. We can handle this. I think? Watch out. They're taking our form to confuse us.
Well, this is nightmarish.
Ooh, this would be the best party ever if we weren't all about returning to pod ponies.
Pinky? I'm so inconsistent with Twilight's voice.
AJ.
Okay. Careful, don't hit the pods. We might hurt who is ever inside.
Whoa! Time to kick some flank.
Rainbow, be nice. It's kind of Pinky you're hurting in a way.
Fluttershy, when are you going to learn that you're nice until it's time to not to be nice?
Okay. How dare you hit my friends, you meanie. You and your friends should go home right now. If that's okay with you.
How are we supposed to tell me apart from me?
Do you mind if I do something I've been dying to try?
And then they kiss. No.
The end. Pull, stretch, yank, tug. There! Now you look different and fabulous, darling.
You know, Pinkie Pie with Rarity's mane actually does look rather nice.
Twilight looks better.
Very nice.
Rarity, blast it! Pretend it's last year's fashion or something.
Leg warmers and stirrup pants? Not in my spring line! Twilight? A little help?
Nom nom.
Zip.
Ow.
We need to try something else. We need to take them all down at once.
Quick! Somebody get Rarity mad again. Shoulder pads, parachute pants.
Idea! Oh, Pygmy has an idea!
Zip.
Say hello to My Little Pony.
Exactly. Boom.
Well, that escalated abruptly, then ended abruptly.
Wow, Pinky, how did you know that cake batter would get all the changelings to stop dead in their tracks?
Because it's the batter for my super sticky double bubble gum for gummy cake. Duh.
Grumpy is the best pet.
Gummy pet. Gummy cake. Sorry.
I know.
7 pets. Let's start letting everyone out of these pods and find those fillies.
Later. Hi,
Yeah,
Sibsy's OC.
That's Sibsy, yeah. I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's Sibsy.
Her name is
You
Wildfire.
saved Equestria.
I know. Just wanted to say that.
That cheerily eyeing Big Mac. Anyway, there's no sign of Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, or Scootaloo anywhere. And you've opened all the ponds? Where could they possibly be? Why aren't they here? They must be here somewhere.
Let me help you there, Spike.
Rarity's face.
Well, that's never happened before.
Oh, I don't remember eating that.
What is it? An egg?
I don't think it's a gem.
Is it from the princess?
Princess? No. But a queen? Yes. My. You didn't have trouble seeing through my minions at all, did you, Twilight? Clever girl. I'm sure you're clever enough to see who's missing from your little village.
Where's my sister, you? Oh, ill-groomed Swiss cheese mule!
Hey. Temper, ladies. Tisk, tisk. I believe this is what you're looking for.
How do we know that's them? The real them?
Maybe this will help us get our QT marks. In what? Being filling apps?
Yeah, that's them.
I have them here in my kingdom. You may want to come collect them quickly.
What would the QT mark and being filling app look like?
Like us?
I don't know if I want a picture of you on my flank for the rest of my life.
Because I don't know how much longer I can put up with this. How about 3 days? Otherwise, something bad might happen to your little friends. Something like...
Hey, she's about to start monologuing. I bet she rules her entire twisted plan.
Goodbye!
Good job, Scoots.
One thing I have to just say right here, I love how self-aware this comic gets.
Yep.
Eep.
Rainbow?
Oh, shit. Well, this is obviously a trap. Why
Twilight?
3 days? I know! Secretary Comet. In 3 days, the Secretary Comet is passing through the Horsehead Nebula, and it's all passing over Equestria. It's the single biggest conjunction in celestial events in over 3,000 years.
You got a what in your what now?
It's a magical phenomenon. Every magical creature is going to feel the effects. It must be why Princess Celestia is not available. She's probably protecting Canterlot.
So it says in comment, only not.
Pretty much.
But if Celestia is busy, who will help us against Queen Chrysalis? We can't go to the Changeling Kingdom alone.
Yes, perhaps some of the royal guard can accompany us. Maybe someone with broad shoulders and a nice coiffure and accent. Oh.
Still no one with me that this is a trap.
We know it's a trap, Rainbow, but I can't wait around for help from the royals. I've got to save my sister. Sweetie Belle does need my help. I'm going with Applejack.
But we should wait. We need to do some investigation into what the Queen is up to. How is she going to use that magical surge? Why do we need to be there? We should try and write to the princesses again.
Write all the letters you want, but there's no time to wait. Rarity and I are leaving now.
Well, I don't know about this. I've got a lot of animals to feed, things to do, a bonsai to water.
Well, of course I'm coming. But don't worry, Fluttershy. We can leave Gummy in charge of your plant.
Okay.
Spike, you stay here. Keep trying to get a hold of Princess Celestia and tell her where we are. I'm leaving you in charge of the captured changelings. When you get a hold of the princess, she'll take care of them.
Background ponies, lol.
Alright, every pony. Well, this is showing us the way. It's going to take us almost the whole 3 days to get there, so we need to get moving. I feel like daring do, a pony of adventure. We're off on a quest.
Woo! Raise your hooves if you're ready for 3 exciting days of Pearl.
Peril. Sorry. I know it was Peril. Tried to pronounce it right.
Maybe if
So
we're feeling
random.
we're lucky, we'll see a ninja. Or some monkeys. Or monkey ninjas.
Pinky.
Pinky.
Oh, you're right. If that monkey ninja was worth his bananas, we wouldn't see him.
To Canterlot to Ponyville, that way be danger. To be continued.
Begin Part 2. The Return of Queen Chrysalis. Part 2.
I need
They're
to.
taking the ponies to Isengard.
Twilight opens.
One second. Let me
Yeah.
get my next comic out of here.
I'm waiting
Some
for
of us
everyone.
have
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
hard copies.
I don't have it loaded yet.
But you guys are all on the hard copy.
I like the smell.
No. I don't have the hard copy. I actually had to pull up the digital one myself.
I'm on digital too.
I don't care. I'm just curious.
I'm on digital.
Okay. So again, Spike starts, or Twilight starts. Sorry.
That's a hoof.
It is.
I hope.
Oh my god. Why? Well, we're in Macintosh Hills. We need to go south through the Appaloosa mountain range and then on through the forest of Leota, and that should bring us to the gates of the Changeling Kingdom. Simple. And there's a path carved into the mountains, some old mine system. We'll go in there and we'll be through the mountains in no time.
Fluttershy.
My comic's still loading. It hasn't loaded the page yet, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long.
It's been very shy.
I'm trying to load 3 of these comics at once.
I'll read it.
All
And
right.
we'll carry it
That's-
from there. That sounds
That
dark.
sounds dark.
And spooky.
Through the mountain? Let's just go over it.
We can't all fly, Rainbow Dash.
The fastest way is through the mountain.
We've only got 3 days to save Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo. I see. We take the fastest route.
Well, for me, the fastest route is over the mountain.
No, we stay together as a group.
That pouty face.
I'm doing it right now, but you can't see it.
Let's get this party started.
This isn't a party, Pinky. It's a rescue mission.
You know what I mean.
Do we
We know where the entrance
damn
to
it.
the mine
Sorry.
is.
I'm sure I can find it. If they mined gems, I know I will be able to sense it.
I don't think we'll need your super gem senses to tell us where it is. Eek.
Eek.
Also, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Well,
Ray, Diamond Dogs, Ziggy, and Stardust.
I know how. I love how I'm reading the comic anyway. Let's say I love how I'm reading the part anyway, and then someone reads it again for me anyway. So
Carrying on.
well, we're not making any progress if we're standing here gawking. Let's move. I wonder how long it's been since anyone mined these caves. The gems look like they've been long gone. Disappointing, really. All that's left is boring old rock.
Roaring old rocks. And this guy. Say hi to Mr. Bones. Hello, Pinky.
Well, hopefully that means that no one is here and we can just walk through with no issues. Saying things like that just means you're begging for something to happen.
Sadly.
They got the cave troll.
That dash face.
A cave troll. How exciting! They're much bigger than the cave dwellers the reference guide says they are. Exciting? What is wrong with you?
Pretty pony.
Eek! Eek! No! Stop! Let me go.
It's your typical brony here.
With the hair on the with the pony. Brushy.
That's really funny.
Well, that's strange.
Hey, put her down, you big lug. Yes, put her down this instant. Just look at what you're doing to her poor mane.
Unceremonious drop.
Also, yeah, check those other objects he has.
Hey,
Pony.
you've got to stop this.
Can we let it go on for one more minute? I think he's about to make Rainbow look like a little darling.
Rainbow?
I can hear you. I can use my magic to bring them both down here. Think we can make a run for it?
Bo Dash always dresses in. Anyway, I think he's got size on his side. He catches lickety split. Ahem. I think I can handle this. Follow me, Pinky. I could use your assistance.
What is she?
Let the artist work.
Just a bit more moss on that one. Pinky, could you add just a touch more vine on that one? And the part should be to the right, not the left.
Later.
Ta-da! A fine-looking bunch, if I must say. What are you gonna do with those? Watch and learn. Oh, Mr. Troll, I have a surprise for you.
Ponies.
Aw, he has new friends.
I will call this one George.
George?
Come on, every pony. Let's get out of here while he's distracted.
But...
Come on, George.
He wasn't really a bad lumbering beast, was he?
He did get bits of stick stuck in your mane. That's a rather beastly thing, if you ask me.
I can't wait to add that Cave Trolls Love Toys to my reference books. A personal encounter story always adds to the excitement of a research paper. Did you just use the words research and excitement in the same sentence?
But they can be.
Let's check where we are on the map. I bet we're almost halfway through the mountain.
The Twilight face.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
is
God.
cute.
Yeah, Christ.
Well, that wasn't very exciting, was it, girls? Trolls really are the most idiotic creatures.
Have we tried to get our cute Mike's toy making?
I'd bet I make a cute toy.
That's what you're guessing from that. We could get our cutie bikes in troll hunting.
Or maybe the second most idiotic creatures. It's time to have a little fun with you and your friends, Twilight Sparkle. I may just send a few of my minions to join you for a little party.
Pinkie Pie loves parties.
You have your orders. I'll be watching. Yeah, I know, right?
Looks like we're missing a song there in the globe.
Yeah.
You're like a Power Rangers scene.
Power
Looks like
Rangers.
you're in the middle.
Pony
Like this little-
Rangers.
Anyway, Twilight starts.
It all looks pretty easy from here. Just keep going straight and we'll be out of the caves in no time.
Jump around. Jump around.
Jump around.
Jump around.
I keep hearing the Mario jump noise in my head myself. Boing,
Oh my
boing, boing,
God.
boing, boing.
Boing, 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 boing.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, moving on.
Oh no, do you think there's another troll?
I don't think it's a troll.
It's a cave-in! Run!
Kadesh.
No, try and stay together. Come back.
Boom, boom, boom.
Let's see. Rainbow Dash would be saying that Pinkie Pie and I are here.
Oh, okay. Pinkie Pie and I are here. Is everyone else okay?
Rarity and I are over here. Twilight?
Fluttershy and I are okay. We're all okay. Move deeper into the caves. I'm looking at the map. It looks like there's an opening near the exit where all the tunnels meet. We'll meet there and get out of here, okay?
Got it.
Yes. Sorry, that's Tim.
Yes. Now it's time to have some fun.
Pick up the pace, Pinkie. I think there are snails in the cave that are lapping us.
I bet snails are so slow because their shells are too heavy. If they had balloons tied to them, they'd move much faster.
Dot, dot, dot.
Hey, look! There's Applejack and Rarity. I bet if we had a balloon, we could get down there.
Yes, if only we had a balloon. Yeesh.
This is much faster than a balloon. I bet snails would love you to fly them around.
Are we still on that?
I'm just glad I didn't get stuck with Rainbow Dash. I can't stand that pony. She's so full of herself. We could have been trapped with Pinkie Pie. Can you imagine how awful that would have been? I've never met a more annoying pony. Getting flashbacks to last roundup there.
Yeah.
Dot, 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 dot.
Dot, dot, dot.
What? I thought we were friends. How dare they?
I'm annoying? Why hasn't anyone told me about that before?
Aww.
Well, who needs those ponies? Not us. Let's get out of here without them.
I just don't know how any pony could think I'm annoying. I'm delightful.
Man, I can't stand Twilight. She's such a know-it-all egghead.
And what about Fluttershy? She's scared of her own shadow. She was useless to bring along.
Why would they say things like that?
And a few more caves over.
Applejack is acting like she's in charge of this whole thing. Like she has the knowledge or the magic to defeat anything. She's kidding herself.
I can't believe Rarity even can! If her sister's in trouble, I didn't think that would matter more than keeping her house clean.
My ear.
Christ.
An old squeaky voice.
That was a abrupt change.
Well, it makes
I
sense
figured-
given the
The
context.
poison
She's a
joke wore
changeling.
off. Well, yeah, but she's doing the Fluttershy voice. That's like the point.
Kitten.
Well,
She's just not good at her disguise.
Fluttershy speaks so little we don't know her voice.
Right.
Okay, AJ, carry on.
Kidding myself. Fluttershy, how dare she? Let's get out of this mountain and go get our sisters. We don't need their help.
Finally, the exit. We can get out of here.
Oh, look what we all found. The exit without your knowledge of magic, la-di-da.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with magic or being smart. Maybe you're the one being full of yourself.
What?
Stay out of this, Rainbow. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I too much of an egghead for you? Or should I use smaller words?
Well, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't want to annoy anyone.
Okay. God.
Anger, rage, frustration, death, doom.
Looks like a metal band, really.
Stabbing
Fluttershy.
motions. I like Pinky myself.
Shouting.
Her like
into the-
hair is sticking up on her
Pinky is
back.
best cat.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Meow. Meow. and another thing, I am not afraid to get my hooves dirty. I just don't like it that much. Well, I'm glad to hear that, because they're dirty now. What?
Girls, what has 8 legs, weaves a web, and is looming over us right now?
Boink. Ooh, I know this one. Is it, a turtle? How do you do that? Oh, that's a spider. Thanks for the hint, giant monster.
Oh, actually, it's a giant tarantula. I've heard they're very even-tempered for being a monstrous arachnid.
Are you an egghead now?
He's probably just a big sweetie, just like the troll.
Right.
Wow. That was low, man.
I have no regrets.
I'm sure.
I'm a cowboy. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Brilliant.
That reference.
Or maybe not.
Yep, totally a big sweetie.
There's a
Eek.
screech for you.
Bring it on. Come on, Twilight. You can take them.
All right, you creepy things. Here are the rules. 1, no messing of the hair or the hooves. Oh, come on! I said no messing of the hair.
Did you know that spider silk is half as strong as steel? It's really amazing.
So I think that's
Rainbow
AJ.
Dash.
Or is that?
Who are you, Twilight?
Oh yeah. I don't suppose your freaky knowledge of spiders can tell us something about getting rid of them.
I guess birds like to eat spiders, but I don't really condone that.
Great. All we need is an 80-foot tall chicken, and we'll be all set.
Karate kick.
Oh, I can make a joke there. I won't. Buckadoodle-doo. Take that, you creepy critters. Yeehaw! Well, this doesn't seem like a fair fight anymore.
Come on, Pinky. We can do this.
Ooh, I have an idea.
That was your idea? That was your idea? To run away? Get back here.
Run away!
Oh, dear.
Fancy spider.
All right, every pony. It's magic time. You can do it.
Come on, Twilight. Woohoo.
Yay. Get that brute.
Zzz. Whew. Double O, dear. Oh no, not another cave-in.
We can't move. We'll be crushed.
Ponies. Pinky pony say fuzzy teddy bear in there.
That's right, and he's right over there.
Fuzzy.
Bye, Jim. Thank you.
I will name him Fluffy.
It's time for Snoo Snoo.
Oh, God. That. Wow. You named the troll Jim?
No, silly. That's his name.
And you know this how?
I asked.
Not that this conversation isn't fascinating. But could we get a helping hoof over here?
I'm on it.
I'm a little disappointed that Fluffy was so mean. Most spiders are so docile. A few unsticking spells later.
Sorry.
You
Wow,
should be.
Pinky, that was some quick thinking.
Of course, we'd never had to go through any of this if we'd gone over the mountain. I told you, over the mountain would have taken too long.
Are you and going through it was some picnic? I think you've just proven we can't trust you to make decisions around here.
What? Well, I don't think you could ever.
I'm not talking to any of you anymore. This is more entertaining than anything I've seen in years. What would be more fun than watching 6 friends become 6 enemies?
I think tennis will be more fun.
Or badminton.
Have you tried Pokeball? That's really fun.
Only a couple more days of these 3. I can do this. I can do this.
Keep it together, Chrissy. Keep it together.
Pretty much.
I love Chrysalis in this. Well, miss, let's go through the mountain. I think someone else should be in charge of the map for a while. I vote me.
I'm the one who has the magic to call it forth. What are you going to do? Carry it around by your teeth?
It's gotta be better than following your directions.
Every pony just needs to take a deep breath and calm down. I'm sure we could work this out.
That grenade. Given what happened in that the one episode where she explodes her library, and
Yeah.
it's pretty fitting.
And Applejack is like going to take a dagger to like a grenade fight, like whatever that means.
Hey,
That was why.
work it out. Why? When some of you seem to think we wouldn't even get our hooves dirty to save our own sister? Rarity and I can do without you ponies. Go home. We'll save our sisters without your help or your magic.
Well, who needs you? Fine, leave. Oh, so you're on the side of the egghead now? Sure, why not? Any cloud in a storm, huh?
What? It's not raining.
Well, I have news for you. Fluttershy and I don't need you.
Bye.
No?
Boof!
Wait! You're gone.
Well, I guess it's just you and me. 2 ponies on an adventure.
That pony just left us with no map.
Where we're going, we don't need no stinking maps.
Yes, we do need a map. We have no idea where we are.
I know where we are.
You do? Where?
We're in the woods, silly. Come on.
Then we got a nice little map here, which actually kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like this map a lot.
End part 2 and begin part 3. The Return of
Let
Queen
me find
Chrysalis.
part 3.
Okay.
We need some.
Switch out here.
I was about to say thank you.
I regret not calling Chrysalis now. Oh,
We last
Same
left
here.
our heroes.
Spike
Yeah.
starts.
wait.
Last
I
left
can't
our
find it.
heroes. Yes, we did.
Okay, I've got it.
Good, finally. We last left our heroes after the dramatic triumph over the changeling army in Ponyville. Don't forget your popcorn. They have battled monsters and traveled farther than they ever have before. Ponies of adventures. Sadly, they are now currently apart. These pony friends forever are at odds with each other and have split into 3 groups. Will these fillies ever be friends again? Will they fail in their mission to return the Cutie Mark Crusaders safely to Bonneville? Oh, the drama! We'll talk about all that later. This story begins with the defeat of a queen. Welcome to Teamland.
What?
My queen, we are much too weak to launch another attack on Canterlot right away. What do? We need to regain our strength, regroup, form another plan.
These creatures are very loving,
Wub.
and we do feed on love.
Nom nom nom
I
nom.
guess we could eat.
We'll have the rest of this place converted over to our needs within the month.
Good.
That bonfire.
It may be still a while before we can attack Celestia again. She'll be expecting us.
Fat to Celestia. She isn't my target anymore.
What? But my queen, but
I want Celestia's little pet, Twilight Sparkle. Perfect little Twilight. Clever little Twilight. Brilliant little Twilight. She saw through it all. It's all her fault. That's why we aren't rebuilding Canterlot into our newest conquest. Well, I'll get her and her little pony friends, too.
That line was terrible.
It really was.
I'm going to bring that purple menace here. Put her and her friends through trials that will band them together then. When their emotions are peaked, I'm going to drain Twilight Sparkle!
why drain her? We have plenty of these guys left.
I'm not going to drain her love. I'm going to drain her magic. And I know exactly when I'm going to do it.
The present.
Fire.
Now all we need is just a lightning bolt.
Yeah, we are bad.
And then what happened?
Nothing. We're at now. She was just talking about what brought us up to this exact time, this exact place.
Wait, what happened to the honorable citizens of Warrior with Mochaland?
If you three don't shut up, I will show you what happened to them.
That face.
I know, right?
You don't need to be so rude all the time.
You guys more
Sweet
flies
Smells
with
voice is
honey,
my favorite.
or bees with honey, or something. Have you tried getting our cutie marks at beekeeping?
Oh, bumblebees are so cute. I'd love a bee cutie mark.
Me too!
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Little Twilight Sparkle. You're almost all alone. The Philly ship is broken. The suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts. A pity I can't see the pink one anymore. She was amusing.
I wonder who has the one ring.
Yeah.
That's Pinkie Pie, she's fun.
Oh, we'll miss if she bursts into song.
Guards! You there! Go out and look for the other four. Report back to me what you see, when you see. Take shifts. I want to hear everything. But for now, I can see you, little Twilight.
Who needs them?
Well, I think we may have been too harsh. Think about it. Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Applejack are out there all alone with no map. They could be lost.
Well, maybe.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, even if the few were big meanie heads. We need to look past this and work together to save those fillies.
I guess, yes, you're right. It was a mistake to split up. I can't believe we all got so angry. We'll fix this. It looks like there's only a few paths through the forest. They all seem to lead down into this valley. As long as no pony turned around to go home, we should all meet up here outside the gates of the Changeling Kingdom.
I bet everyone is just so upset about being separated. I bet right now they're all wondering how we'll get back together and be friends again. You'll see.
Oh, that little hug.
My queen, we have a report.
Applejack, be a dear and wipe your hooves before you enter the tent. We wouldn't want dirt all over our nice clean floor. Rarity, the floor is dirt. We're in the forest, or we're outside. Just because we're roughing it doesn't mean we need to live like a bunch of ruffians.
I thought
Now
it was
wipe your now wipe your hooves and come. We dress for dinner around here.
And the fuzzy one in the country. And the country with the most odd pairing.
She should.
Hey, don't call my sister fussy.
Your sister is fussy.
Yeah, but she isn't allowed to say it.
I'm losing my patience with you three.
Losing patience, how we didn't get on cutie marks in dentistry.
That's dark, man.
I told you pulling teeth wasn't the answer to everything.
I thought teeth grew back.
No, just no, sweetie belle.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
How are you supposed to even hold on to the sticks to make fire when you don't have, those things that some animals have, the mole things?
Thumbs?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Pinky.
Truth be told, they do make it work in the episode Sleepless in Ponyville. I digress. Carry
I
on.
think Pinky's been talking to her Equestria Girls counterpart too
I think
much.
she has.
Yeah.
Well, when you can travel the multiverse rather easily.
I bet Twilight and Rarity both started fires with their fancy magic.
Oh, don't be so glum. Want me to sing a song about fire? I can.
No more songs. You've already sung 3 today.
Ow.
You know what's getting to me? The more I think about it, the more I think those changelings are behind our fights with each other. I mean, none of them would ever say anything bad about me.
Those changelings really are going to get harder to beat as we get closer. Idea! So, here's the plan. Next time we face the changelings, we all wear costumes of ourselves. See? If they took my form again, you'd be able to tell it was me, because I'm wearing this. Can you tell I'm not a changeling right now? Huh? Can you?
Where did you even get that?
Costumes courtesy of fun. Yes.
What? I've had them with me the whole time. Look, here's one for you too. We cannot be changelings together.
Stop it.
And look, the changelings can all have them too.
It's going to be a very long night.
Burn it with fire.
Yes.
I like
That's
how the
horrifying.
hair on Rainbow Dashes is pretty much the same kind of hair they have on the little plushy toys that they sell.
I know,
Hasbro
right?
sells.
The changeling one is pretty good. I would probably buy the changeling one. That one's cool.
That one's pretty nice.
The other two are just something.
I've been
Rarity
watching
didn't
the
design
Penguin
them.
for hours.
Don't look a cute horse costume in the mouth.
If I hadn't been watching the pink one for hours, I would have thought you were making all of that up.
Yep, me too. Ha ha ha. See, Rainbow Dash is so right for you guys.
They'll all be friends again by morning. You can't stop friendship.
Friendship is magic after all.
Sorry.
You peons! I don't care if they're friends or not. These little squabbles have just been an entertaining bonus.
You don't care?
Isn't making them all hate each other part of your evil plot?
You know, because you are so evil.
Twilight's friends are just an added perk. Once I destroy Twilight, those other ponies' emotions will spike for their precious pony friend. There'll be a feast for my colony. I'll gain Twilight's magic, and my people will gain...
People. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Panic. Show's over. Pack up. We're done here, folks. Show's ruined forever. Done. We're done.
Are we? Okay.
7 hours later.
Okay.
Does this mean I take over Crystal's now? No, I'm just kidding.
Carrying on.
Then we will go back to Canterlot and watch Equestria crumble.
Whoa. That really is evil. My sister and her friends are going to stop you. so brave, strong, and amazing. They helped defeat you once. They can do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Is Sweetie Skeletor?
Yeah.
She's like a
Sweetie
cross
Dora.
between Button Mash and Skeletor. That's what she sounds like.
Skelemash.
You're all quite innocent to still believe in such fairy tales.
Aw, how cute.
What are you going to do with that?
Ah.
Also very dark.
Yeah, suddenly.
It's like,
That.
whoa. Yeah.
Grizzly just killed me.
It's nice knowing you, Tim.
Moving on.
Okay, moving on. All we have to do is follow the map, and we should be in the valley in a few hours. That will lead us straight to the gates of the Jinjin Kingdom. With this map, we can't go wrong. It's amazing. It even has it marked that there's a giant hole right over...
Eek.
Ow.
Yikes.
Was that a Wilhelm scream I just heard?
Can't escape.
I can't control what comes out of my mouth.
That was like the perfect rendition of a Wilhelm. I'm just not gonna lie.
I wasn't even trying. I'm happy that that's what came out. Yeah. God damn. Fluttershy, are you okay?
I think so. Well, except for the fact we're in a hole in the ground.
Did you know that a prison with only a hole at the top is called an oubliette? It was on my word of the day calendar last week.
That's helpful.
Thanks, Twilight.
No one is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
Well, luckily,
Go on.
luckily, it's not too far. I can use my magic to get us out of here. Give me a second.
Badass motherfucker.
Ta-da!
Guys,
Oh my
That
god.
was good. That was good.
Oh shit, I lost the page. Hold on.
That's all I'm gonna hear now whenever Twilight teleports. Just badass motherfucker. Badass motherfucker. Badass motherfucker.
Time to go
You're
back and
welcome.
edit all the episodes with that.
Yeah.
that's like the best sound effect ever.
All right, keep going. We're gonna really.
I'm just on point today with the sound effects. Okay. Ta-da! We're out of the hole and safe and sound. How many ponies that have been in an oblette can say that?
Twilight?
Hey, look, a chupacabra.
He looks hungry. And also, how did we get to Mexico?
Oh, no, I think they only eat goats.
Call of Duty.
Run!
Arrgh.
More news? I hope it's as good as this.
We aren't goats, I swear.
Oh, I think you like this.
If we just keep following the trail, I'm sure we'll end up where we need to be. Well, if we're going to be trudging all day, at least we have splendid surroundings. I think these flowers are simply divine, simply inspiring. Flowers, schmowers. Let's get hoofing and get our sisters back. We're on a deadline. These would make an excellent addition to my new line of garden party dresses. Shirts, maybe a ruffed collar. They really are exquisite. I'll just take a few to make a pattern from.
Yuck.
Pluck.
Like,
Because it will be so easy to get a hold of them when we're fighting changelings. Well, where there's a will, there's a way, Applejack. They might be useful. What if we need a jaunty hat? One of these will do in a pinch. I'd still rather you leave them there. Leave them be. I don't feel this is the place. Well, it
Jibber Russell, Jibber
would
Russell.
seem that this one doesn't want to be. Come, jaunty! Oh, come on, you!
Gang.
What is that? A snake, Rarity? Stop what you're doing. I think there might be snakes in there. Why did it have to be snakes? Ew.
All the chibis are rustling.
I told you to leave those flowers alone. Yes, of course, because we all could have predicted this. Pony eating petunias. Perfect, Rarity. Jump in the water. But my mane. Just do it. Ha! Catch us if you can, you coward incarnations. You just had to antagonize them, didn't you? You're the one who wanted to make one of them into a hat.
Float. Airbender flowers.
What a sound effect. Float. I got this. My great uncle Honeycrisp was a lumberjack. Come on, you pansies, just try to keep up with me. I'm trying. Not you. Applejack, dear, what would make the situation even more dire? Can we talk about this later? I'm kind of busy. Oh, I think we can put this conversation for another 15 seconds or so. Oh. Ah! Get ready to accessorize, Applejack.
Wood.
See, I knew these flowers would be useful. We're floating off into the great unknown on parachutes that want to eat us. What part of that is okay?
Also, leave it to Rarity to sit like that.
Right.
So fabulous.
She came in like a wrecking ball.
She did.
I wasn't going to say that. I was thinking the same line, but I wasn't going to say it.
Too late.
Well, the view is nice. The glass is half full, Applejack.
Always with the monsters. Eesh, can't any of them run into fluffy bodies or something?
Actually, now that you mention it.
Eek.
Oh, okay, yeah, you go.
Sorry. Eek, chupacabra.
Perfect.
What's that noise? A bird?
A whiny bird.
Hello, my squishy wishy.
Come on, guys. I appreciate the ambience, but I need some breathing room. Pinky, I remember something about a valley on that map. Let's head towards those rocks and maybe we'll find some pony. We can't spend our day traipsing around with bunnies. Let's go.
Ow! Bad buddy.
Chomp.
Of course they're monsters. Always with the monsters. Come on!
At least they're cute monsters. I'll call this one Bitey.
No.
I call the big one Bitey.
Yeah.
You can call them whatever you like as long as you run away from it.
Bye, Bitey. Ooh, Rainbow Dash. Did you know Applejack and Rarity can fly?
Less talking, more fleeing, Pinky.
Boo.
They crash.
Nom.
This feels nice.
Pinky, yikes. Well, let me get that off for you.
Shroink.
I think it's time to start moving again.
Take that!
Strike.
This is ridiculous. It's a bunch of fluffy bunnies. Why are we running?
Hey, if it looked like you were running from it looked like you were running from a bouquet of lilies. Don't complain.
Hey, look! It's Twilight.
Every pony. There you are.
Smash! Oof,
Get
bang,
off
oof.
me!
Get off of me!
Get off of me.
Ow! Hey, a cliff.
I just get this feeling of like going all together, being all na 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 na. God,
Brilliant.
It's spinning so much, I think I'm gonna be sick.
Wow, what a climactic turn of events!
it's quite the turning tail.
That R knows how to spin quite the story. Hey, that was a good one.
No. No, it wasn't.
Boop.
Talk.
Boop, 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 boop.
Always with the monsters.
Let's do that again!
I bet my mane looks dreadful. It'll take weeks of deep conditioning to fix this.
No.
Your own. What?
Well, it looks like the death-defying fall might keep those guys at bay. I hope that they don't start to make their way down here.
Oh no! The vampiric jackalope and the chupacabra are natural enemies. They'll fight for dominance over the rights to eat us.
You know.
Nature is so fascinating.
Every pony, I owe you all an apology. I should have never gotten so angry at you, and I should never have left you all without a map to find your way. That was awful of me.
I think we all said some things we didn't mean. I'm sorry too. Me too. We shouldn't have talked We should have talked things out like civilized ponies. We are all in this together, after all. I'm sorry.
And then that hurt me and shipping happened. No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone. I could be such a hothead.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, I guess.
Rainbow!
Okay. I'm sorry too.
Me too. Sorry, everyone. Luckily, I always travel with an I'm sorry cake. I also have I'm sorry goodie bags.
What the
Pinky,
fuck?
I don't think we have time for cake. We're only an hour away from the Changeling Kingdom.
Eat the cake.
Cake. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but join in on that one.
No, that was
Dr.
perfect.
Pinky
I
and
think
Miss
I
Pie.
added it. Go on.
No.
Are we just going to ignore that costume?
Please don't ask about it.
Nom 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 nom.
Well, a short break won't hurt our schedule, and we need to keep up our strength. Thank you, Pinky. You asked. Why did you ask?
AJ.
Oh, there, little Twilight. I just can't wait to show you my humble abode.
What's in the boat?
It's a noun. It means the place where one abides.
How do you know that?
Hell if I know.
This is almost over. Almost over. Almost over. Almost over. Almost over. Guards! Bring me an antacid.
Burp abysmal.
And that's it, boys and girls.
Do, 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 do,
The evil Queen Chrysalis still has those innocent fillies in her clutches. Will they escape? We leave our heroes rejuvenated and together again at the gates of their final destination. Will it be their final destination?
Final destination, Fox only, no items!
Tune in next issue for our exciting conclusion. Left fancy switch off. Click.
Aw.
Sure, my Snookups, whatever you are.
Toodles.
To be continued.
End part 3. Begin part 4. The Return of Queen Chrysalis. Part 4.
I've still got the Katamari theme stuck in my head.
That's good.
Alright, folks,
Na
almost done
na
here.
na 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 na.
Let's finish this off.
Oh, this comic has a tattoo in it. It's just randomly in the bag.
Everyone, let me know when you're ready, because like I know that it takes time to open and stuff.
I'm ready to go.
I'm good
good.
here.
Okay.
We need to hurry. The Secretariat comet will be flying overhead soon.
And that's when the magical surge happens?
Yes, the comet passing through the Horsehead Nebula is the most intense series of celestial events in centuries, millennia. The magic disruption is going to be felt across Equestria.
And let's stop talking and start walking. My sister and her friends are trapped inside that castle with that evil doing crazy cheese grater.
I like how they finally acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Here's the plan. We go in, storm the castle, grab Applebloom, Scootaloo, and Sweetie Belle, then we win the day and go home.
Ooh, that sounds easy.
Rainbow Dash, this isn't going to be that easy. We need to prepare ourselves for anything. The Changeling Queen is a magical being. She could have anything in store for us.
But we have you, Twilight. With your magic, we can get through anything.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think we can just rely on just my magic. What about... Yeah! With Twilight around, we can whoop Changeling Flink and she can do her thing. Bing, bang, we'll be home in time for dinner. But...
Oh, shucks, Twilight, come on. You're amazing and all, and we all know it. Let's leave it at that and move on to find those fillies. I really do hope those little fillies are all right. I'm so worried. Sweetie Belle is such a fragile little thing.
Ooh, my sister is here. You are going down.
Yeah, her sister is here. You're going down.
What about your sister, Sweetie Belle?
Yeah. Rainbow Dash is here. You're going down.
Sweetie Belle knows who Best Pony is.
Yeah.
You three, I may just banish you to the ends of Equestria instead of feeding you to my minions. The thought of any part of your essence still around me after today is terrifying. Little Twilight, you're almost here. Your friends' emotions will make a fine feast for my subjects. But you're for me.
That can't be taken out of context.
They'll defeat you before you can train them of their love. Their friendship is stronger than you.
And you'll never be able to take away Twilight magic. She was a bajillion times the magical pony thing you are.
You three have spent almost 3 days with me and you haven't figured out how powerful I am. I'm hurt. Really.
Hey, your sarcasm rubbed off on her.
You know, I just realized that there really is no need for me to keep you around anymore. Maybe it's time to put me out of my misery.
Why, letting us go?
No!
That's what I thought.
This whole city looks abandoned. Maybe they all left?
I called this back before we left Ponyville. A trap.
Shut up, Admiral Akbar.
I wasn't going to say it.
Okay.
Admiral RD.
We're going there, are we?
Doesn't she have a whole army? Where is every pony? They have to be inside the castle. There's just no way she would bring us here and be gone.
Ooh! I bet they're waiting for us right behind the front door. Thousands of changelings, ready and waiting, poised to strike.
Thousands?
Gee, I wonder why that makes me want to open the door less.
No worries, I still have this. Ta-da!
Pinky, no. I told you back in the valley. No. Take that off.
Flump.
But I brought it all the way from Ponyville. I know it'll help. Just you wait.
This is no time to be horsing around. We've got to get in that castle and...
That was impressive.
That was actually a very good sound effect. Kudos.
I am just on the ball with the sound effects today.
Wow. Wow. Under attack by stairs. Scary.
And welcome to an MC Escher drawing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slam.
Please
Eek.
slam.
Eek.
Open the doors, little ponies. Behind one you will find me. The others have a vast array of surprises for you.
Can we at least have a hint? This is bogus.
Booming voice. Can we please have a hint?
I love surprises!
Split up and start opening doors. If you find the right one, call out and we'll meet you there. Let's go. We don't have much time.
Boing.
Let close.
Yeah, it even says lay close.
Close. That face.
I know, right?
That was a terrible surprise.
Paige, please turn.
Whoa there, partner.
Kalima!
That is scary.
Hey, Jordy.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yep.
Boring.
I swallow your soul.
Come, my angel.
Ew! Imagine dating a musician that lives in the basement. Ugh. Sick
I
bird
love
nerd.
this scene.
Here goes. What the?
You found me, little Twilight. I will unlock for you if you answer me this riddle. How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? Can you answer the riddle?
How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? They can both. We're both awesome. Are writing desks awesome?
We're both useful.
They both have 4 legs.
I know it!
I still don't know why they're both awesome didn't open the door.
Ooh, pick me! Pick me!
They can both take you to faraway places.
That's a good one.
Ooh, 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 ooh. I know it! I know it!
How is a Pegasus like a writing desk? Can you answer the riddle?
Nope, I can't answer it.
Pinky, that's not an answer.
Correct. Yay!
By the way, that's an Alice Through the Looking Glass reference.
Stop copying me!
Stop copying me.
I'm warning you!
I'm warning you.
Guards, throw these miscreants into the dungeon. Now!
Guards, throw this basic crate in the... Wait, what?
Apple Bloom, let her out of there now, Queenie. Sweetie Belle, we're here for you.
It's been nice to have a big sister.
Aww.
I love that Chrysalis face right there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Why is her horn like almost twice as long as her face?
It is actually pretty long.
I just noticed that.
It's always like this.
Carry on.
Jealous.
Okay, Chrysalis, we're here. We made it in time for your deadline. Hoof them over.
Oh, little Twilight, I'm so glad you came. You're so much trouble for such a tiny thing. You don't amount to much up close, do you?
Twilight is twice the pony you are.
Well, we expected this. Come on.
That is one brute of a changeling.
It's,
Yeah, epic.
do you even lift? Like, Jesus.
The bulk biceps of changelings.
Apparently.
Pretty much. Yep, come on, let's
Maybe-
go. You
Maybe
big
that
guy,
is
come
both
at me.
biceps. He's
You
a
heard
changeling,
him.
guys.
You
It all
heard
adds
him.
up.
You heard her, minions. Go get them. Detain the rest. Leave Twilight Sparkle for me.
Eek.
Yeah, let's do this.
Leroy Jenkins.
You can't win. We have love on our side.
Love is fickle. Love can change. Love can be consumed in the leftovers of a heart spit out like a seed.
Zap.
No, love is... Ow!
Zap.
And above all, love will not save you today. The comet is approaching. I can feel my magic getting stronger.
Ew!
Nope.
It's awfully difficult to monologue when you peons are being so loud.
What's
What's
a
a peon?
peon?
I think it was an insult.
That's better.
I will not let you hurt my friends.
Poor AJ's hat.
I know. AJ isn't scared because she's in the chrysalis. She's scared because she's lost her hat.
The hat of power.
Despite
You
the
are
fact
the-
she's got at least thousands of them in her closet at home.
Yeah, it's like just a hoard.
They're
Every
all
year she
plus one
buys a
to
new
backing.
one.
You are the only one who can do magic here.
How did you? Well, Twilight Sparkle, you just became much more interesting. I underestimated you. You have magical knowledge I don't possess.
AJ,
Yeah, it's AJ.
Wait, where?
Wow.
Wait, what?
Just
Oh,
after
okay,
Twilight.
yeah. Wow, Twilight. That was.
Amazing.
I think that's Fluttershy.
Scary.
Destructive!
Rarity.
You ruined the drapes. Those were embroidered silk.
I can drain the emotion. The essence of a being, I can take a new form. But this? Devastation? I want it. I brought you here today to drain your magic, to devour your power, perhaps.
No, you can achieve my kind of magic through just raw, ability. It's focused study. You'll never be able to do what I just did because you don't know how. Knew it was a trap. I called it.
I have a proposition for you, little pony. Your destructive abilities are wasted on these goody two-shoes, on this goody two-shoe lifestyle of Celestia's. You could be great. You could be terrifying.
What are you talking about?
You will become my pupil, my peer. The things we could learn from each other over as we rule this land, and the next kingdoms will fall at our hooves.
No, I'd rather become a drained husk of myself. I'll never join you. I'll never teach you anything.
How about this, little Twilight? You agree to stay with me and teach me the destructive properties of magic, and I will not harm your companions.
No.
Twilight, no, it's a trick.
A trap! Come on!
Let's see! I hope it's not all of the above. I was always terrible with multiple choice tests.
How do you be terrible with multiple choice tests?
Yeah.
Those are. I'm sorry. Those are horrible choices.
I can't go before I earn my cutie mark. Nice priorities, Apple Blue.
Every pony, if I don't choose her, you'll be drained of your love, your emotions. I can't choose that. You all mean too much to me.
Twilight, think of Celestia. She would never want this for you.
But,
You just can't, Twilight. You just can't. You aren't evil.
Would you like a preview of what's to come? It can be very convincing.
stop it. Just stop. These ponies are the most important ponies in the world to me. I would do anything to save them. Anything. No!
No.
Release them. I'll stay.
Excellent.
Goody, 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 goody.
Goody, goody, goody.
Twilight, what are you doing?
Every pony, go home. Get to Princess Celestia. Whatever it takes, whatever happens, you come back here and fight. Fight her. Fight me if you have to.
We believe in you, Twilight.
No! You can fight her now! That blaster was the strongest my magic has ever been, and she withstood it. I can't do this alone. I can't do it without you, and I can save all of you now. I choose you. Let them go home.
Oh, it's all so touching. I'm torn. Really.
Really?
No.
I
I'm going to miss that green globby thing.
Not me, you haven't had it past 3 days. Dinkle, dinkle, dink.
Rainbow Dash.
No way we're leaving. Come on, let's help Twilight.
Also, if I might point that out, that Dinkle Dinkle Dink, if anyone's not knowing where that reference was, it's I believe I Dream of Jeannie.
Yeah,
Where
it is from the TV show. Yeah.
Yeah, where she winkles her nose with that sound effect. So
That was Bewitched, not.
Yeah,
that's
Bewitched.
that one. I'm sorry.
Genie was the. I Dream of.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I confused. It was Bewitched instead. Yes, you were right, so right. I'm sorry about that.
I Dream of Genie was the head nod.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
I stand corrected. I apologize.
Bewitched was great. Okay. I think we're on Fluttershy.
Twilight.
What?
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Isn't it always? Saving your friends is a nice sentiment, really. But I'll still drain you of your love, just not your magic. You'll be much more compliant with a black heart.
Wait, you didn't say anything about...
And after you're as cold as me, you'll drain your ex-friends yourself.
No, you said you wouldn't hurt them.
That hair is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not. You are! Look to the sky, little Twilight. The comet is overhead. Say goodbye to your life as you know it. Pshing.
No, I won't say goodbye. You aren't the only one that can feel the magic in them spiking. I can fight you. And you can't take away who I am.
She knows energy bending.
Avatar Twilight, go! You can do it, Twilight. You're the smartest pony we know.
You're as important to us as we are to you. You have to defeat her so we can all get out of this together and none of us come out harmed. As I strangle Sweetie Belle. There isn't any pony better than magic than you. Come on.
Come on, everyone. Let's shout words of encouragement at him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And you can't
That
take
scene,
away
I
my
just had to do that.
friends.
You've got this, Twilight. Believe in yourself. Your lists are always alphabetized and color coordinated. No one knows more about the Dewey Decimal System than you. You could write in cursive.
You're the best pony we know, and you've got this.
Oh.
And you'll never have Equestria. You can't win this fight.
Zap.
She's amazing! The most awesome unicorn there is!
Woo! Go Twilight! I want to be just like her. Look at you. Look at her.
Hey! You don't know what it's like to have friends. You could tell me what it's like to feed on love, but you can't tell me what it's like to truly love and be loved. Your motivations are selfish. We fight because we know about things worth fighting for. Love, friendship. We have things that you can't hope to have. You envy us.
And you didn't know anything about fashion. Or a good day's work.
Bunnies.
Friendly-ish competition.
Parties.
And Avatar Twilight. Sisterhood! And you don't know about love.
Twilight said that already. Yeesh.
Stop this nonsense. You can't defeat me.
Ponies who can't do things themselves tell others what they can't do. And I can stand up to you. And I can win.
And Elliot steps in to throw Chrysalis.
What?
Sorry.
Out of the window.
I said, and Elliot just steps in to randomly throw Chrysalis through the window.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Every pony duck.
Whoa.
There are ducks here. Oh no, protect them.
Poor
Correct.
Sweetie Belle. Oh my god.
Twilight, are you okay? Twilight, wake up. Rainbow, you didn't have to hit me. Ow. She's okay.
A little later.
Flutters.
Oh, sorry. Look, it's the princess. Twilight Sparkle. Spark out to me as quickly as you could. What happened here?
That was so quick, Spike. Thank you.
It wasn't easy. Look at how many times I got the please try again later response.
I was being sarcastic.
Gesundheit.
What happened to you? Are you two alright?
A giant horde of giant magical cockatrices attacked Catalat during the comet.
I rode one into the center of the town and saved the city. It was awesome. I should have tried it.
He was very brave.
That's, you did what?
Mayor Mayor gave me a medal.
Way to go, Spike.
Yeah. Goofball.
Whoa.
So many villains tend to pop up during events like this. Manhattan had a giant magical marshmallow pony attack the city.
Wow. I didn't catch that reference before.
What? We couldn't have gone there? S'mores!
But I digress. Please, Twilight, give me a rundown of what happened here.
I'd be glad to. Well,
We were feeling that by Queen Chrysalis.
It was awful. She was so boring and evil. Evilly boring.
I had the same problems with the room. Go on.
What?
She was all, I'm gonna get you, Twilight, and your little pony friends too.
Well, that's quite a story.
And then Twilight blessed her the next week. It was amazing.
And we helped.
We were moral support. Princess, what's a Kitchbaker moral support look like?
Let's give the princess some room, some breathing room, Phyllis.
Yada yada yada. Talk, talk, talk.
Blah, blah,
La,
blah.
la, la, la.
Talk, talk, talk.
Manage,
Alright.
sweetie belle.
We also fought trolls and spiders, and it was exhilarating. No, that's not the right word. Terrifying? Yes, that's it.
And I made myself Equestria's most brilliant disguise.
where is that thing anyway?
Oh, Scoot's sleeping on Celestia there.
What?
Right there on her back.
Aw, it is adorable.
It sounds like quite the adventure. I can't wait to hear it all about from you, but please tell me where the change of the green is now.
Oh, she's somewhere she won't be able to break out of for a while.
I help. What word rhymes with orange? While you think about it, let me sing you a song. La la la, this is a song that will never end.
Door hinge. Court hinge.
Shut up. All of you just shut up.
For those of you who might not get the reference, there is no word in the English language that rhymes with the word orange.
Yeah. I am so
And-
lost. Oh my god.
So
we
in
got
other
the
words,
end.
they're trapped there for, who knows, ever, perhaps.
And now the single comic. Now the single
you
comic.
know.
Don't forget that.
In the interim,
There are a few side ones here, but I think the only one we'll focus on is the one they reference in the
Yep.
in the interim when they talk about what Spike was going through when he was, the cockatrice fight and whatnot. Go ahead, Tim. Start it off.
Oh god.
In the interim by Katie Cook. That's it. I've been trying to get a hold of the princess for 2 days. I can't just sit here and do nothing. I'm going to Canterlot. Maybe I better hurry. A long run and 42 leg cramps later. I've got to get to the princess.
Spike.
Princess Celestia, what's happening here?
She's
Jet, mutant cockatrices are using the magical surge of the comet to attack Gatorlod.
So this would be a bad time to ask you to leave here and go help Twilight?
What? What's happened to Twilight Sparkle?
Well, it's all started when the changelings took over Ponyville the other day.
What?
3 little fillies were taken by... BwB. And then we found all of Ponyville trapped in pods.
Pew, pew, pew!
And then the Queen of the Changelings challenged them to find her in 3 days.
Pew, 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 pew! Filling up churches. Pew, pew, pew!
But we couldn't get a hold of you.
I've been busy.
Yes, there's that trident.
And we owe this victory to young Spike. Take a bow, Spike.
Psychic finally gets his medal.
Now, let's go get Twilight and her friends.
Just a second. I want to enjoy this moment.
Skewed priorities.
And then it just goes on with a few pieces from the art gallery that, scenes they drew and made for it, whether they be just alternate titles or whatnot. And I'll just quickly scroll through and go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, those
there,
are all
so-
the variant covers there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we are finished.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
gosh.
So, I, believe it or not, don't have a truckload to say much about these comic series, but I do have a few things to say. So, what do you guys have to say about the comic in terms of we've reached the review part. What do you guys have to say, both the audience and those in the call with me?
It's pretty nice.
It was a really strong start. This is the first comic, the first 4 comics of the series, so it's a pretty strong start for them.
I think that it was way better than what I was expecting, and that says a lot because I mean I feel like I know that I'm just saying things that have been said a million times already about the comics, but the fact that they have so much more freedom than they do in the show, it just is. It makes it just like genuinely good, like not good. I mean, it's better than most of the comic books that I used to read. Like when I read the quote unquote actual comic books like the Marvel and DC. I mean, this is better, and it just like on every level, like the humor, the writing, the fact that the story makes a modicum of sense. I just think that they're absolutely brilliant. I love the comics, and I think that these first 4 issues, like the first story, it set up like so like once you've read these, you know exactly what to expect from the comics, like from then on, and I think that's I just think that they're brilliant.
Just a minute.
Well, as far as I go, I would say that I rather like it, but at the same time, I would say that it's not the strongest arc of the comic so far. It's probably one of the weakest, which is actually saying a lot because look at it. It's not weak. It's decent. It just means that the others tend to be stronger, tend to be better.
I would agree with that. I think that the reason that I like this one is because I don't know. I think that there's a real focus on just having a sort of like a world in this one. Like they're not only like they're not just they're showing us that they're expanding the I don't want to say the canon, but they're expanding the world of the show, and I don't know. I think that they just chose the right story, and I think that they within the story they did it well. I agree that there are better ones in the comics, but I don't know. I think that for what it was intended to do, which is introduce the comics as a medium of My Little Pony, I think that it does that exactly right. But in terms of the story and the writing and everything else.
I have to say a lot of the stuff in regards to this isn't really so much the major arc or anything. It's really the little things that really stood out to me. That the stuff that actually got to me. Like for example, early on, you see like among the large crowd of ponies, you see like the Blues Brothers. You see Sibsy's Wildfire. Just coming in there. You see like when the changeling transforms into Derpy, the other one actually has to bonk on the head to get the derp eyes right.
There are just so many little things that show that they really care about what they're doing, and I think that that's something that's missing from everything. All media, I think, could use a little bit more of that. Just like show us that what you're doing is clever and that you care.
About the only real complaint that I have is I think the climactic clash between Twilight and Chrysalis was a little underwhelming, but that's just me personally. I
would say that it's I would say that it's underwhelming, but I think the worst part was the fact that the whole, it almost felt like, how do I want to put this? The whole
gotta get up. I'm sorry.
The whole ultimatum that Chrysalis gives her just kind of felt like it was unneeded.
Yeah.
I
would probably agree with that.
I have to admit, like right when Chrysalis was given Twilight that ultimatum, I was just thinking back to like Star Wars Episode 5. I just had that like mental image of like, Celestia never told you what happened to your mother. She told me enough. She told me you killed her. No, Twilight. I am your mother.
No.
I
don't know. I think
I didn't really mind. I didn't really mind the ending, but I think it would have been really cool if it went on for another couple issues, this arc, and they actually had Chrysalis successfully kind of take that out of Twilight, and Twilight kind of turned into her like kind of henchman, and the other ponies had to go back and come back with Luna or Celestia and stuff, and fight, have another big battle with Twilight. I think that would have been pretty cool.
I agree that would have been amazing, but I understand why, like the reasons for just wrapping it up. Like I don't know. I don't know if I'd call it underwhelming. I'd say that it's just a constraint of the medium. I mean, when you're limited, because let's be honest, they were limited in terms of how long they could make the story arc.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That makes sense.
It's not a traditional comic book. It's My Little Pony, and they have to, give. They have to, even though when you're reading it, it really does feel as if it's made for Bernies, and I think that's amazing. But the simple fact is, it's not. If I mean, they would still be manufacturing it even if that weren't the case. So they have to have something that I don't know. I don't think that making it longer would have improved it. It's just. It feels like fan service anyway, so we sort of say, well, why didn't they do this? Like, there are good reasons for it.
Well, not to mention the fact, I mean, if you look at, like, the animated show anyway, I mean, we already had the DBZ sort of battle between Twilight and T-Rex anyway, so, I mean, kind of get your fill where you get it, so.
Yeah,
And MLP is not exactly what you would consider action-oriented anyway, so...
And yet they go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
But they did it in a rather good way. That it doesn't
like, that's probably about as much violence as they could put into there.
Problem is that you can't really do much with a fight in the comic. It's just... You'll just end up drawing still images of the fight all over again and again and again, and it just gets boring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I think that keeping the climax short is right, and even though like the art style is kind of like it's almost casual, I think that fits it really well, and I think that just highlights when there is a dramatic moment, it sort of stands out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Price probably still does my favorite art for the comics. I really like his style. It's close to the show, but it still has its own feel to it, and it's able to convey emotion really well without looking too wacky or weird.
And as for the pacing, I would say that much of it is actually inherent in the medium, because sometimes some parts are more drawn out, some parts feel too fast paced, some are too slow paced. It's really a problem with the medium more than anything.
Still, though, I know where Matt's coming from, and I do have to agree with him
Yes,
at
I
some
do.
point. Yeah, I know where he's coming
Other
from, and I agree with him.
later comics are better paced, in my opinion. The ones that came later.
Definitely. Speaking of Matt, I need to say I need to say my part. Couple things I want to mention here. First of all, he and I will talk about the comics quite a bit. Not necessarily individual ones, but more of an overall aspect. And we did get onto the subject of the first comic here a very long time ago. He mentioned in the chat something about, for a guy who said he doesn't like this, I'm not quoting exactly, bear with me, Matt. Something like, for a guy who isn't a huge fan of this issue, you sure are enjoying this. Let me explain. I do have to agree with everyone saying that this comic is not exactly the greatest. And to be fair, this one is not one of my favorites of the main series, especially of the Unicorn Twilight Saga. The reason being, though, is because I can summarize the whole thing in one. You guys were kind of beating around the bush with this, at least in some parts, I should say. I should say in some parts.
Right.
It's the first comic of the entire MLP Film comic series. Not just even the micro series or the Friends Forever. This is the first one that was ever made.
I was actually going to make a mention on that too, but because like you said, I mean, with it being the first comic, I mean, you kind of have to start somewhere, and a lot of times, a lot of beginnings really aren't that strong.
Yeah.
When you go into like various mediums of any particular franchise, and a lot of times, I mean, if you come up with a beginning that's too strong, then sometimes what follows after may not be enough to support it.
But that doesn't mean
Yep.
that you shouldn't have a strong start to begin with.
Well, this is a strong enough start, I would say.
Yeah, this is a strong start. Like, just because it gets better later, I mean, this is a very strong start, in my opinion. I mean, just the fact that it's better than other comics made by people who've been doing it for 40 years. I mean, it holds up in its own right, not just for bronies, not just for, a comic about My Little Pony. It holds up just for the writing and for the cleverness. I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
does.
I agree.
I'd say that it gets better later is in no world can that be a complaint. That's insanity.
I'm not necessarily saying it's a complaint. I'm just saying.
Oh no!
I'm just saying that it
I know.
needs to
I was
have.
being facetious.
It needs to have. You want to start strong, but you don't. Even if you start too strong, then that's probably a good indicator that the whole series will get better. Not always, but it can. But the point I'm getting at here, with getting back to my original point, is the fact that, as I said, it's the first comic. This is the first time Cook and Price in particular have dabbled in it. And to me, it really, really shows.
Yep.
I'll give you some examples. I can only use so much evidence to back this up, but I swear that I think the main six are stereotypes of their show counterpart. How many times has Rainbow Dash in the show ever made smart aleck, snappy remarks to something like Twilight's research papers and whatnot? Up to this point, not many. In fact, the only one I can even think of is in Three's a Crowd, and that was after this. But in the comics, she pretty much makes it a habit.
Well, I could see her doing it.
Right, but my point is that Rarity. How many times has she complained about getting her hose dirty? Again, going back to the show, she does. But when the rubber meets the road, she's usually one to jump into the mud. So that's kind of my point that I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Is that they just feel too dimensional, two-dimensional.
I wouldn't really go that far, because it's really not like they have to. First of all, they don't really have to stick to the show like glue, which is
No,
good.
but
Second is that it's in part this is a limitation of the medium, and in part it's because it is still the first issue. It's not just because Cook and Price aren't. That's just like you said. It's because
it's their
it's
first
also
issue. So
it's
of
also
course,
because they need to
Yeah.
show the characters at their standard.
Let's
But
also
that's-
look. Well,
that's-
there's that, but then you also have to look at that. This is the type of story that they're trying to tell is more of an action story than versus more of a character building story, and that's something you see a lot in
Yeah.
the show too, where a lot of times if a story doesn't focus specifically on a character and building their character, that character will return more to like a more of a simple state. They're not going to progress and show different sides of their character that much. And that fits
Yeah.
in with this being that it's more of an action kind of like two-parter kind of story like you'd see in Pony.
And bonus points to
And-
that is that at the same time the macro series was running and it was mostly character focused. So we had a character focused Pony comic series and an action focused Pony comic series.
And I don't know.
Go
I
on.
just want to say that
go on.
I'm sorry. I agree about the fact that they're sort of two-dimensional sort of copies of themselves in the show, and I get that, and I agree with that. I would argue that that's not a bad thing in the context of a comic book, especially one that, let's be honest, it's not serious in any way,
But just
and it's
because
not
it's
supposed
not
to be, and it never will be.
Just because it's not serious
mean-
doesn't mean that there shouldn't be some standard that they have to live up to.
They have lived up to a good enough standard.
I would argue that they have lived up to the standard. I mean, if you think back to season 1, there are loads of episodes where they are just like especially I mean like the season 1 finale even was especially, I really didn't like that episode for that exact reason, because in the show when they're stereotypical it feels disappointing. You're disappointed in them. In this context, you don't. It's almost enjoyable because the comic is it's fast paced and things are happening rather than in the show they do like the development is a part of it. I feel like in the comics that doesn't need to be the case, and I don't think that it would necessarily be better if that were the case.
Why?
And Did I
just
interject?
because it's of course.
yeah, I just wanted to add that the comic as a medium requires that every little punch, every little moment it makes, every little move, they need to stand out more, they need to have more effect, they need to be more striking in this sense. The show can afford to have a lot more halftones than the comic.
That
Yeah.
still doesn't explain away my point. That really doesn't.
Well, that's
Just
the
because
point
there's a difference
of
of mediums,
disagreement.
just because there's a difference of mediums doesn't mean that there cannot be some universal standard, and that's what I'm
But
getting at.
that's the problem.
I
The
would
standards
say
are
that the
different between
universal
mediums.
standard is lived up to. And yes, exactly. I'd say that in a comic book standard, especially one of this type, one that is made to be a silly action comic, it very much lives up to the standard because, I mean, even in this thing, there are, I mean, they do, I wouldn't say that there's character development, but there's conflict. They're at least exploring the characters' personalities in some way. They're exploring them in perhaps a less deep way than they might be able to in the show, but it's a matter of opinion. If you say that, oh, I would prefer it if they had more development or they were less one-dimensional than in the show, that's fine, but it would make it a different kind of comic, and
Yep.
I would say that that's not what I would want. I like it the way it is, and it would change how the comic fundamentally worked. The comic
Yeah.
works as it is because it's fast and punchy and stereotypical of the characters. I like that. I think that that's great. If you
Yeah.
disagree, well, that's fine.
I would say that's exactly how it works. That it's a simplified reading of the character, sure, but it's necessary in this context, and it works very well.
For me,
That's the
I'll
most
I-
coherent I've
and
been
I
able to
don't
it's
see
sort of
that
like a
myself.
two-part.
How do I want to put this? You don't necessarily have to compromise some qualities are mutually exclusive. You don't have to compromise one in order to boost the other.
I would
But
say
I mean,
that it's not
what I still have to
compromised.
say again is this is still like a two-parter action episode of My Little Pony. The characters in this are still represented the same way that you would see in the show in My
Yes.
Little Pony, where it's more about the story, it's more about the action. It's not about giving the characters as much depth as possible. It's about what the
Right.
characters are doing and
Yes.
being that, and that's what this is trying. This is trying to be. There was no need really to give anyone any depth. I mean, it's the characters had like Rarity. You see multiple reactions from her throughout the thing. Yeah, she's always complaining about getting her hooves dirty and stuff, but at the same time, she's really dead set on saving Sweetie Belle just as much as everyone else is. You see her get really
Right.
angry, getting rough and dirty, and fighting the changelings to save her sister. So there is some of that still in there, but the focus really isn't on let's show Pinkie Pie, going really deep into a depression or something else. It's focusing on the action, and I think there is more sides of the characters here than you're seeing. I mean, there was a lot of times the characters' emotions changed from what they would normally be, where you see them going against what their normal stereotypical things were, whether it be Fluttershy, getting angry, or Pinkie Pie getting, depressed over when her quote unquote friends that she
Right.
thinks her friends are talking about her. She gets really depressed. So there is that, but it's not going to be the main focus, because just like with the
And
the
it
show,
shouldn't be the main focus.
it's the story, it's the action.
Yeah.
Than necessarily the characters. Not that the characters aren't represented, but if they take sort of a back seat to the story in this kind of
Yeah,
comic.
to build on that, just
Because-
like we classified it in BwB Bronies, there are character-driven stories and, story-driven stories. This is a story-driven story as opposed to a character-driven story. It's based on the events, it's based
Yeah, I
on
mean,
the
okay.
happenings, not the characters. And the characters are kind
And
of on
his-
second role. Yes?
And the example that I would use is, I mean, if you think to, I know I'm getting ahead, but to the seventh comic book, I think it is, like the one with Big Mac, I'm trying to get nails. That explores character much deeper
Oh.
than the show ever did.
Oh,
And
yes.
that's like just a couple issues later. So it's saying that they didn't give the characters as much depth, and saying that that's a negative thing because they could have done it if they wanted to. Yes, they could have done it if they wanted to, but it would have changed the way that this comic worked. And they didn't do it here for a good reason, and they did do it later with Big Mac and with some of the later comics. They did focus on the characters there for a good reason. Saying that, this was the first one, so they didn't know what they were doing. I know that that's not really what you're saying, but that sentiment, it just isn't. That doesn't work for me. I think that they knew what they were doing, and they didn't need to make it like I don't need to justify that. I don't know. I think that it works again very well for what it was meant to do and the story that it was meant to tell, within the constraints that they had to follow. And that's about all. I mean, there is for me to say, or else I'll just keep repeating myself.
Also, if you're talking about character development, look at Chrysalis.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If anyone
that's
did
a
get
great
character
point.
development, it's her.
A huge amount.
Yep.
She feels more like a Disney villain to me.
She always
Yeah,
was.
and I like
Not-
Disney.
This is not in a good way to me either. It feels.
I'm sorry, you
way
just
too-
given me the mental image of her just busting out into song randomly.
When has she not been like a Disney?
Well, she
villain?
did.
I realize that she is, but the biggest problem that I have with this is it feels like a huge confliction of themes, and that's my big theme, or not theme, my big issue with Chrysalis. It's like, are we trying to tell a Disney story, or are we trying to tell a My Little Pony story? I say My Little Pony. under
Do
the
they have
guise
to
of
be strictly
Hasbro.
apart?
Of
Do
say
they have
of,
to be strictly separate?
Okay, so you're saying that the Canterlot,
Yeah, I mean,
Wedding
what about a
that's
Can't
not
Fight
like
Wedding?
a
Then?
Disney
That was
story?
the same exact thing.
It's absolutely a Disney story thing. I mean, and again, that's not a bad thing. Saying it's like a Disney story, Disney has done fucking everything at this point. think of any medium aimed at children in any sense, and you can
Or not
liken
even
it to
children.
a Disney story. again, we can't get caught up in the fact that just because this is aimed at bronies to some degree, it doesn't mean that they they don't, you know, it's still made for kids, at least in terms of the publishing and of the amount. Imagine the amount of checks these things must go through. Like, I don't know.
I think my biggest issue with Chrysalis in the sense of the show versus the comics here is the sense that in the show she was very upfront and a legitimate threat. In the comics, she of course isn't. She only becomes really threatening at the end, and it doesn't help that she's. It doesn't help that that last fight was underwhelming. On top of that, we spend the whole of almost 3.5 comics of her sitting in a castle looking through a crystal ball, evilly monologuing and brewing her plan to the CMC, who are consistently saying all sorts of things to her, whether they're, you know, just pointing, you know, they're self-aware, they're self-aware she's monologuing, or they're saying, you know, they're annoying her, something like that. It really grinds on me, and that's where my that's where I say that it's way too Disney-ish, and that's what I don't like.
If I may interject,
offensive. Yeah, sure. Ben, go ahead.
I was about to say, if I may interject here, if I may make a reference to TV tropes here, I believe a trope is referenced here in this point where I believe it's called Orcus on his throne, where she's sitting around, but she doesn't actually do anything, at least by herself. All the action she ever makes is basically just her ordering her minions to do it for her.
Also,
okay.
Could I also add to it? Yeah, I wanted to say that in the Canterlot Wedding episode, she was on the offensive. She was literally leading her army, and she was essentially the vanguard, all by herself. So of course she took a personal involvement in that because that was her plan. She planned to personally lead her army, and here she has a defensive plan essentially. She lures
planning to lead Twilight there.
Yes,
that's her plan.
It's her plan. She wants to lead her. And she doesn't need to stop her early. She wants her at her castle at the exact same time as the comet passes overhead. So that's why she plans like this. That's why she leads her around. That's why she doesn't attack her right away. She essentially wants her plan to be fulfilled.
And more than that,
I'll give her this. Her plan to lure Twilight there makes sense. The problem is what happens around it.
Well, it's more about good cannot comprehend evil and evil cannot comprehend good. She can't really comprehend how Twilight would react. She doesn't really know Twilight that well. She doesn't really understand what they will do. As far as she goes, as far as she understands her plan, it was good enough.
And I would say that in my opinion, that made it better. I would have been unhappy. Like, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much if it weren't just her being silly with the CMC the whole time. If she weren't, you know, making silly faces, and if it weren't filled with puns, and if she weren't really doing anything, they managed to make it so that they can have all of that, which not only is enjoyable for me to read, but it's also something that children can read and enjoy and understand. That's a plus point. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way that she is portrayed. I think that the plan that she had, it's like they did that, but they also gave it a purpose. They did the shooting star thing. She has a reason to lure Twilight there. Her plan goes wrong. You're saying that the climax is not that exciting. I would disagree. I think that it's done very, very well. And it's just, it's, yeah, I don't know. It's the things that you sort of say are negative points. The fact that she's not really a threat and not doing much, and she's being silly the whole way through. I think that those are plus points for a lot of reasons.
For me, they are too. I would say that too.
I don't think that it. And if they were going to do a story about the Return of Queen Chrysalis, I don't see how they could have done it in a better way than this. Because I mean, if she were an upfront threat for like just through the whole thing and immediately, it would be a lot shorter. And she's not Nightmare Rarity. That's what they did with Nightmare Rarity. That was the exact. If they did the Return of Queen Chrysalis in the way that you're saying, where Chrysalis should be an upfront threat and be more serious, that's the Nightmare Rarity story. Literally, that's what you've described, because that's what would have happened.
And that's what happened right next after this arc. So they were
Right,
doing it
exactly.
this way, and then they did it that way.
Yeah, that's it.
It was strikingly similar
Just
to
because
the
it's
first
a
arc.
short story doesn't mean it's a bad story by default.
Right. Well, no, but it means that they couldn't have done as much as they did. They couldn't have had all of these references and they couldn't have all of this interaction between the main six, and they couldn't have had. I mean, the feel that I get from this is the adventure. The main six are going to, there's an aspect of adventure to it that there's not really in the show up until this point. I mean, think back to when this comic was released. It's more adventure-y than almost anything in the show. And I think that that's a great thing. And I think
that was essentially the meat of the comic.
That the silly one-dimensional interactions between the main six in this comic are a good thing. It's enjoyable to read.
Just because it's an adventure story doesn't mean that you don't have to sacrifice anything for it.
I don't think they do sacrifice anything. I think that they make a choice to write it in a different way, and I think that choice was the correct choice to make. They're not making a sacrifice, they're making a decision.
Yeah, if you would allow me, I believe we're going in circles by now, so
we are,
I don't
we are absolutely.
So why don't we wrap this up?
Ditto.
Yeah.
All right. So wrapping this up really quick, everyone. Next week. Shut up.
I regret nothing.
We are going to be doing here's how the pattern's going to work. We're going to do the main arcs, and in between each one, we're going to do 2 of the micro comics in between it. So join us next week as we read the Twilight micro comic.
Cool.
So till then, I'll mention that next week. Till then, farewell.
Take care, everyone.
This has been a
Bye,
whole bunch of people talking to you. Thank you.
Yeah, this has been great. I've finished all my tea now, so I need to go get more. That sounds like a joke. That's actually a real thing. I just ran out of tea.
Get some rarity.